What do we have
Good
from
afternoon,
yeah?
good evening, and good morning from wherever you are, and welcome to the world's going into 2025. So let's talk. Let's talk about things we enjoyed in 2024, things we hated in 2024, things that were like, dear God, what the hell was that in 2024, and dear God, what the hell's going to happen in 2025? Because the year ahead is one of those where I would say, lube up, bite down on something, and brace yourself because ooh, it's gonna be a doozy. Because everything you know that sucks is gonna get way, way worse. And on that note, we're gonna be here to talk about everything crazy that happens along the way. And with that being said, let's get into our little New Year stream. We're gonna talk about anything and everything, cover all topics, cover whatever. I've got my usual cohorts here of Zam and Cheeto. Boys, what are you looking forward to in 2025? Zam, let's start with you.
Am I looking forward to 2025? Well, it's an odd year, so when it comes to sporting events, nothing there really, is there?
It's the Club World Cup this year. It's a big
But
tournament.
yeah, but our club's not in it, so who cares? You
Good
know what
point.
I mean? So not fussed about that. I'll be honest with you. I guess it's the shit show that's going to be the American presidency. I mean, even right now with the civil war that's going on, by the way, I just want to say I was right. A lot of people thought that Trump was going to, you know what? I'll bring that up later.
Yeah, yeah, we'll bring it up later. Just
Yeah,
things you're
I'll
looking
bring it
forward
up
to.
later.
Yeah. Cheeto.
I mean, 2025 is for me not. I mean, it's kind of more of the same. You know, again, the presidency. I'm not looking forward. I am looking to see more and more shenanigans that we got back from 2016 to 2022. Right? No, 2020. So I mean, that's nothing new. At least not for us. I mean, yeah, it might be a bit more worse because inflation, but we're gonna watch all of that fall apart because all the promises that somebody said are not going to keep, and it's going to be glorious to watch all of them lose their collective shits because they need to realize that none of these politicians are actually doing anything for them in particular. That's what I'm looking forward to. 2020. I'm glad 2024 is over. It's been a shit year for my mental health. I've been struggling all year on mental health stuff. So, I'm not going into like 2025 like, oh, new year, new me. I'm getting counseling help starting the new year. I'm finally getting
Hmm,
the self help that I
Good for you.
need.
awesome.
Um,
Awesome.
between the kids and work and everything, I just have been neglecting my own health for a long time, like mental, physical, and everything. So going into 2025, I've actually already started, but I'm just trying to get the self help things that I need to be a better version of me. And so that's kind of what I'm looking forward to in 2025. But yeah, 2024 has just been absolute dog shit for me, in every aspect of the, you know, in the self way. Um, Other than that, I mean, you know, you know why I've probably been more depressed recently because we only had one MCU movie this year. That's why.
Oh,
There's a direct
yeah.
correlation there.
At
That's
least it
it.
was a good one.
Yeah, it was a good one. It could. Oh God, could you imagine if Deadpool and Wolverine was shit? I mean, like, I. Oh man.
Yeah, I think it would have just been yeah. Well, for me, 2025 Andor. That's it. Right, moving on. Now, I mean, yeah, 2024 it has been a shit year for me
It's
as
always the
well.
even years. It's always the
Yeah.
even years
Well, the
that are
last seven
shit.
years have been shit, let's be honest, but this year just took its toll on me. I think the cost of living crisis here in the UK, just running out of money constantly, and you're looking at your money and just like, where is it gone? I don't indulge like I used to. I get like, I think out of my hobby, because I'm a toy collector, I don't even think I spent what £200 this whole year, and that money and any money I did spend is from stuff I sold already. So my money, my wages, has just gone on absolute just nothing, just life, and it's depressing. So yeah, that took its toll on me. That's been really frustrating, but On the flip side, job has been wonderful, like challenging, but just not enough days. So I'm gonna have to change jobs in the new year, whether I like it or not. I have to move on. I have to start earning some real money, just to be comfortable. I mean, I don't have a mortgage or all of that, so any wages I get will just be fucking bills. You know, the usual shit.
OnlyFans, Ginger. I'll support you.
Trust me, there'll
Thank
be
you,
a
mate.
place for you, Ginge. I,
What?
there'll be a place for you on OnlyFans for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, listen. If OnlyFans existed 10 years ago, I would have been on it just for the salivating DMs I got from so many gay people. It was ridiculous. So there was this a gay family that I followed from like YouTube days all the way back since you'll remember this since Prop 8 and all of that. So it's like
Yeah,
a they were
well,
called like Gay
TV.
Family Values. And so I followed
Oh,
them.
I remember
Interesting.
them.
You remember them, right? Okay, so
Yeah,
you know they had like they would have adopted a brother and a sister and
they were Latino.
wonderful family. Still follow them to this day. Still friends with them. Still talk to them. I even helped put the guy's campaign logo together when he was running for a sheriff or a mayor. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, anytime I'd comment on whatever it was they post on Facebook, I'd get so many thirsty DMs from their followers all the time. And it was just like, man, if I was gay, my life would just be so much easier because it would just be sex on tap. So yeah, 10 years ago, mate, that OnlyFans would have bought me like a fucking mansion in Beverly Hills, let alone a mansion in the UK. But alas, no, here we are, saggier, fatter, older, balder, and so I'm sure there's a kink for it somewhere. Maybe we could do a threesome and sausage fest our ways to millionairedom. Is that even a word?
You
No.
know, you mentioned what I'm looking forward to 2025. Well, I'll say this: I'm glad 2024 is also behind me because during the middle of this year, I was at my lowest I could ever be. I had my license had expired and didn't renew, and even though I tried to keep myself occupied with exercise and stuff like that, I ended up having a knee injury that made me unable to exercise. I was so low and I was so depressed. I started actually feeling suicidal at times. It wasn't really great. And I know we like to banter and stuff between us, but at that particular time, it was getting to me. It really was.
Yeah.
And you know, and I like one of the things I like, just not the things I like, but one of the things I do have to occupy myself and just keep myself sane is my job and interacting with different people and going to different locations and stuff like that. Driving in my nice car and all of that, but not having that, was I never felt so fucking low, being so helpless and not having a job, and all of that. It was, yeah. I'm just so glad this year's behind me. I
I think
really am.
yeah, just to chime in on that on the job front of it as well. Like it's incredible. Like when you have a job you enjoy. Like can't speak for everyone. I can only speak for myself. And now, Zam, you're all right with your cabbing and all of that. It really is a good
Yeah,
distraction
yeah,
from everything. Like I mean, yeah. So I feel for you. And the knee injury that's what started it all with me. When my legs went, I lost everything. Once you lose your mobility, man, fuck me, everything just becomes a struggle. So I totally get where you're coming from. And like I'm not to say like work wasn't easy this year. It was fucking challenging, but that was the fun of it. The last thing you want to do is go like when I work like you can imagine the care industry. The care industry is we were last chance saloon people with autism and all of that. Like we took in the most challenging, most violent, and I use quotation mark violence because it's just an expression for them. They don't really understand what they're doing or don't mean to do it. They just need to
yeah.
express themselves most of the
It's
times.
a possibility. I know. I've worked with autistic kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that job, I was bored because I wasn't being challenged. I mean, one of the most challenging students that we have, she's like lives two doors down from me now. Okay, I was the one they were called to go in there just to sort her out, but she wasn't she just listened to me, so we just did a whole load of stuff, had a good time. I gave her responsibility, and that was the point. Where I was just like, you know what, I need another challenge because this is just. I need to be challenged. I need to be stimulated, and where I work now, oh my god, I am so out of my depth, but I fucking love it because you got to just kind of pick up your sticks and like figure it all out, and you end up, next thing you know, you're bloody talking to mayors and MPs and dealing with the government and putting letters to Parliament and all this kind of stuff, and you're just like, oh my god, this is awesome. This is just, but it's only 2 days a week, so that ain't gonna pay the fucking bills, unfortunately. So yeah, can't stay there. But yeah. And by the way, Zam's got me out of a few holes this year because of his jobs. Because I have problems with my knees, I can't drive long distances. And him being hero cabbie has fucking helped. Even just a couple of days ago, he's picked up my cousin and dropping her off as well. And just so thanks for that, Zam. Much appreciated, mate.
You're welcome, dude.
All right, so
what a friend for.
That's right, baby. And Indian buffet next week. Let's rock and roll. Right. So before we get into it, I just want to say the one thing I am looking forward to, I'm the same with Sam, the one thing I am looking forward to in 2025 is the political shit show. And by the way, it's not just America. It is just, it's everywhere. It's just chaos reigns supreme, and a lot of right-wingers are in for a fucking lovely surprise. But before we get into the politics, so actually, Zan, you said you were right about something, so why don't we go there and then go into
I want to get there, but I want to first of all show you this. This is an original by Dusty Smith using AI. Yeah, why is it not here? Oh yeah, okay.
No, I can see it.
You ready?
Yeah, let's rock and roll, baby. We're not going to get copyright with this, are we?
No, this is an original.
You thought you'd keep this job for life, but times have changed and so's the price. You want the perks, you want the rest, but I don't pay for second best. They'll take the grind, they'll work the load, they sign the deal, they crack the code, while you sit back demanding more. They've walked right in and locked the door.
Sorry.
Fuck your feelings, cash is king, cheaper hands will do the thing. You're not special, you hit the ceiling, now suck it up, fuck your feelings.
AI is just so amazing, man.
Oh, mate, AI is fucking.
But now your cost is breaking seams. They don't complain, they don't resist. They do the job without all the lift. Your worth is gone, the math is clear. Your time is up, they're already here. You cry, it's cruel, but here's the deal. They're the future, you're just the wheel. Fuck your feelings, cash is king. Cheaper hands will do the thing. You're not special, you hit the ceiling. Now suck it up, fuck your feelings.
Great, I've never made it.
What is that, Elon's? Was that Elon's like fifth wife?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got all the Indians working for him. You know, and cheap labor. That's the whole. And there he is mingling with the elite.
I'm just blown away by the AI. Imagine how even better this would be like just in a year's time.
They build my dream, they've got the will.
Even the Indians have got work.
You know, AI video is not even that old. And look at it already.
Look at this.
Now the dance.
Now suck it up, fuck your feelings.
By the way, I wish people would watch his show. I watch it every time it's on. Like, I don't watch it live because it's too late for me. And when I'm working, I just have it on, and like the guy is just brilliant. Like all his news and stuff is just so good.
Yeah.
Fuck your feelings.
Yeah. So I just thought that was just a brilliant video.
My only criticism of that is you can't get H-1B visas don't work in defense contractors, so they wouldn't be allowed to work at SpaceX because
I was just gonna say SpaceX actually is not like if that was all like Tesla and like Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, like that would have made more sense. But with SpaceX, that you can't do that. But it was funny.
I had no idea. I thought
doesn't matter. It's still brilliant.
Yeah, like it's still funny. Yeah,
it's that much criticism. Everything else valid as fuck.
Now,
Yeah.
what I was right about is that everybody was going on about how Donald Trump's going to be really unhappy with Elon Musk being called the president, and I'm sure he is actually genuinely unhappy with that. But will he do anything about it? And I said no, because Elon Musk owns Donald Trump. Donald Trump is Elon Musk's bitch. And I was so right about that, because it's basically Putin part 2.0 with Elon Musk. That's who he fucking is right now. He won't, Donald Trump will stand up to a few people, a majority of people, but he won't stand up to someone like Musk. With Musk fucking gives him money,
Well, he wants to
and
stand up to his donors, basically.
well, I mean, yeah, no doubt. But in this particular case, Elon Musk, who is a bit of an exhibitionist, is embarrassing Donald Trump unintentionally by being called the fucking president, and Donald Trump is just taking it. And now, to a degree, that with the MAGA civil war, with all these MAGA motherfuckers saying we don't want all these foreign people from India taking on all these Silicon Valley jobs, lo and behold, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, who's now getting more racism than ever, is is saying we need to do this. We need to hire the best. He made a quote saying America's too obsessed with the jock and the prom queen when they should be more. They should care more for the nerd and all of these sort of people. They should care more. They should care more about Screech than Zach from Saved by the Bell. Even though in one episode of Saved by the Bell, Zach got a higher score, a PTA score, than fucking Screech did. So make it out of what you want.
Supremacy was the key to Saved by the Bell, baby.
But the point is that they were going on that we need to, but the thing is with America, part of America's culture is the jock and the prom queen. So all these right people on the right who are the white supremacist group of MAGA, they're really pissed off with Vivek and Elon. Elon being the foreigner and Vivek being the brown guy. They're really pissed off with all of this shit. They don't want Indian people being hired by Elon Musk. They want to hire Americans within America. That's the whole point of Trump's presidency or becoming president. And what does Trump end up then siding with Elon Musk though? That's my point. He says fuck MAGA.
And so my only retort to that, and not even disagreeing with you, but America needs to work on its school systems and its education so that we can hire within the so I am okay with them going and getting the best people around the world to do the job, at space, especially at SpaceX, because the stuff we're dealing with there is big. Like it's more than NASA's ever done. So like, but I know what you mean is like the MAGA are going to be like, oh, you should hire American. It's like, no, they should really hire, what the best people to do the job. And honestly, if the American school system and everything like that was actually the best in the world, maybe we could actually hire American. But here's the thing. We're not. We are not the highest academically in the world, nowhere remotely. So,
well, in terms of white people, your Asians and your I can't say Oriental. We'd say Oriental here because it's not a racist term, but your Asians and your Southeast Asians over there are doing just fine. They're filling those jobs just fine. This is purely. This isn't about plugging skill shortages. I mean, SpaceX is full of Americans, and there's plenty of skill. They just want slaves, essentially, who they can control, and who won't kick up a fuss, who won't unionize, because the shit thing with H-1B visas is you're tied to that job, and if you lose that job, you get deported, and that's disgusting. That is absolutely exploitative.
I also want to add, regarding this, is that hello TLD, is that it's just MAGA themselves. They never want to ever hold Trump responsible for anything. He's now chosen his side, and it'll be interesting to see where they go, because some of them are just bending the knee immediately. All right, Trump's with these people. Okay, I'm going to stop hating these people because Trump's with these people. But no one ever holds Trump accountable. Right now the blame is Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. It's never Donald fucking Trump. It never ever his fucking fault in that goddamn cult. They don't want to ever hold him accountable. And now he's chosen his side and he's not siding with MAGA. It's going to be even more interesting. And also, by the way, regarding Elon Musk, a couple of things. He's been ripping the shit out of MAGA on Twitter, calling them, fucking idiots and stuff like that. I mean, paraphrasing, but along those lines. And on another thing, he's created a fake account where he's pretending to be some guy called Adam, and he's speaking in these fucking Twitter live chats, and it's clearly Elon Musk. You know,
Yeah, not even a voice modulator can
yeah,
save that.
and sometimes he slips by referring. He's trying to refer to himself in the third person, but he's trying to talk about him as this guy called Adam. But he slips up on the odd occasion and says "I" instead of him. You know, because he's talking about himself. Oh man, the guy's such a fucking twat.
Oh, it's
He really is.
but do you know what the best part about the Trump presidency could be the downfall of Elon Musk. Like somebody at some
In what
point.
sense? He's always going to be loaded.
I'm not. I'm talking about Luigi Mangione type thing. He's gonna
Oh,
piss off the wrong MAGAs, and they could end up going after him, and we could end up with another Mangione. And I'll personally say, whoever does that, fuck me, will probably be the world's like Superman. That's just Superman shit.
Are you
That's like
talking
stopping
about
the world's
somebody
biggest
trying
villain.
to Mangione Trump?
What?
Are you talking about people?
somebody has tried.
No,
By
let's
the
say
way,
two people have tried.
well,
Like,
one
Those were
person has tried.
staged. Those were staged.
well, the first one was staged. I think the second one wasn't. I think the second one was
Well, the
actually
second
somebody
one didn't even
legitimate.
get off the ground. Yeah, the second one wasn't, but that's
Well,
you
just
know,
But it
it
was
just happened to
legitimate.
be a
Like
guy
he
who-
was waiting for him, though. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I get it. He didn't
Allegedly.
even get a shot off, but he was
Yeah.
ready. If they
The
hadn't
first
seen
one
him
was
beforehand.
definitely staged because he doesn't even talk about it anymore. Like, why wouldn't he? He should have milked that, but he knows it's just it got me what I needed to do. Let's move on from that kind of thing. But Zam, I'm shocked to hear you say that Trump is siding with rich people and the billionaire class. I thought it was for the people. I'm shocked. Look, aghast. Yeah, he's never gonna side with the working. He fucking hates
Well-
them. I mean, do you remember? Do you remember when he was praising Musk in a phone call about him like cutting overtime and overtime pay or whatever?
Yeah, they had that debate. Yeah,
Yeah.
on Twitter. Well, but for me though, it's going to be interesting now where people like what's his name, Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon, because they have been very public with what's going on, and saying that Trump shouldn't be going this direction, and they've publicly they've said that on their channels. But now this was before Trump chose his side. Now and also what's his name, that guy who looks like Dracula, the one with the bald head. I think his name is Steve something.
Steve Miller.
Yeah, he's also said some stuff, where but he's all about deportations and hiring within America. All three of these guys are, but now Trump has chosen this side. It'll be interesting to see how they're going to flop, because they have to. You know what I mean? Because
Bannon and Trump are at odds already because Trump's been attacking Bannon.
Charlie Kirk is definitely he's a
Charlie
snake.
Kirk is definitely a MAGA chud for sure, for Trump chud for sure. But before we carry on with the politics, because we won't have Cheeto for much longer, I just want to go into film and TV for a bit, and then we'll come back to the sexy politics. So I really wanted to get to this because this just made me absolutely laugh. Let me just get the article up here.
Just get it up. Get it up, baby.
I'm going to get it up and use both my hands doing it. Right. Get that there. By the way, if I ever suddenly disappeared, it's because I've pasted the link into the wrong thing and then just left the window like a moron.
TLD in the meantime said the 80s America is the best vibe. Has ruined us. People think America is the better race. Well, a lot of people, like I've been seeing things on TikTok where this American girl married an Italian guy, and her friends believe that the Italian guy married her for the green card, and she's trying to explain to them that no, that's not the case, because unfortunately, a lot of Americans believe that their country is the best place on earth, and so they just assumed that this girl's partner married her for the green card when that wasn't the case. They live in Italy. So
why would you America? Bollocks to that. Right.
Wait a minute. Wait. You're talking marrying for love? What? Come on.
Yeah.
Get the fuck
Sony
outta here.
Pictures CEO says Madden went flop because the press crucified it. Our Marvel movies are not terrible films. They were destroyed by critics. Cue critics. Right. Okay. Sony Pictures CEO
that web.
Guerra recently told the LA Times that Craven the Hunter is probably the worst launch we had in the nearly 8 years we've been at the studios. I still don't understand because the film is not a bad film. Yes, it is. It's a very bad
I was
film.
about
I
to
like
say, like, I'm sorry, but it was a bad film. Like it. This is the one of those tone deaf comments that may not be like that important, but it's definitely a tone deaf comment from a position of privilege. It should have been a nomination for that in the Golden Glasses Awards, because it is. He has no idea. Like this, the movie's not that bad. No, the movie's bad. Like like quit making generic garbage that would have been made in the '90s, and we would still be looking back today and saying, "Oh, that was pretty bad." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I want to give a rebuttal to this guy as well, because like 10, 12 years ago, um, Keanu Reeves made a movie called John Wick, and people were thinking, "What the fuck is this guy doing? He's making a movie where he's getting revenge on the death of his dog." Like
hey, that's
the
my
premise.
kind of movie.
No, I know, but I mean, honestly, it just sounded fucking ridiculous, yeah. And then word spread that this film is fucking good. People like word went around, and I got to see it, and I thought, fuck me, this film is brilliant, and it spawned 3 sequels and a spin-off movie after that. Yeah, the whole
And a
fucking
spin-off
world.
series.
Yeah, and a spin-off series. Yeah, the Continental. I keep calling it Intercontinental. The Continental.
Woo!
As well. So it wasn't a shit movie. It's a phenomenal movie, and that's through word of mouth. And then they end up getting sequels because of that. I don't think it never. I think the word of mouth made it really popular. So if something is good, people will go to it. There's stuff which never crossed my radar until the word of mouth did it, like The Raid. My God, that movie's so good. That movie is so fucking good. One of the greatest action films anyone will ever see. You know what I mean? It's phenomenal. And I'm really happy through word of mouth. Crash, the one with Matt Dillon, Tandy Newton, and Brendan Fraser and Sandra Bullock. That's word of mouth for me as well, and it ended up winning an Oscar. Fantastic film.
Everyone I know hates that film. I was like, it's all right. I don't get the hate it
Well,
gets, but
it was so clever because it went against the cliche, so much so that I kind of knew when Terrence Howard's character took the gun, he wasn't going to use it because it's going against the fucking cliche,
yeah.
So all of that, so yeah, it was brilliant. I liked
But
it, and
also,
so yeah.
just to your point there, because you bring up John Wick. John Wick and Deadpool came out at the same time, and they were both R-rated films. Prior to that, we were hard ingrained in that PG-13 era. Very rare would you get an R film of a high caliber in terms of John Wick. Although John Wick was low budget, it was still high caliber because there was a lot of focus on it. The trailer really did well, and then you had like Deadpool come out as well, and those films being smash hits spurred the kind of new era of R-rated stuff. So when you get Disney didn't need to, like, Marvel doesn't need to be R-rated in a lot of cases. In some areas it does. So I'm not talking about them, but there were other studios that just kept doubling down on the PG-13, and people were like, no, we're done with this milquetoast crap. Let's move on. And
I resemble that.
yeah, exactly. And Sony, they brought in this fucking idiot because he's been there, what, I don't know, 10 years, whatever he is. They bring in, like, firstly, it's run by the two of the absolute worst executive producers in the world. And, we're talking worse than Kathleen Kennedy. You've got Amy Pascal and you've got Avi Arad. Now, people will know Avi Arad and how he ruined Raimi's Spider-Man films. All right? Them two were constantly at loggerheads. They own Sony Pictures. They have the majority share. The two worst, most ignorant fuckwits who know nothing about films. This is why when I see Sony Pictures and I'm talking, live action, people are like, oh, what about Spider-Man? So, like, for fuck's sake, 2 good films out of 1,000 shit ones does not constitute a valid, a deflection of my criticism or whatever. I forgot my words, but yeah, nullifying my criticism. So I see Sony Pictures and it's just like, look at the crap. They just churn out so much garbage. And this idiot just shows you how out of touch executives are. To think that to not understand what makes a good film, to think that Madame Web is a good film. Like Christ on a bike, and you think that the critics there, the critics' job. I'll get rid of that now. The critics' job is I'll go watch film, then I'll react. I'll tell you what I think of it. That's it. If the film sucks, why are they gonna bury the film? You know, they're not IGN where they're gonna suck up to everyone and not give you an actual valid opinion and think like Penguin only deserves a 5 out of 10. You know, IGN. Yeah, IGN. You could definitely count as like their opinion is completely invalid. But your standard critic is just you and me going to watch a film that's a bit more articulate. Cheeto, your thoughts?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't know who they were sucking up or who he's sucking up to or trying to like, he's like that one person trying to like
He's sucking up to
gaslight.
Javier Arad and Amy Pascal, mate.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to suck up to like, or like gaslight them, be like, oh, they're not that bad of films. Yeah, right. He's like, you don't need to fire me. These films are not that bad. The critics buried it. It's all the critics' fault and the fans' fault. Oh, you mean the people that are going to pay for a ticket? Yeah, those people. It's their fault. Yeah, they tanked this. They tanked this movie. Oh, is that Paris? That's Paris?
Well, that's Paris right now. They're 1 hour ahead of us.
Yep.
And they have just hit 2025, baby.
Welcome,
Bon anniversaire, Paris.
Omelette du fromage.
Exactly.
Omelette du fromage. Yeah. Say it again, Dexter.
Yeah, best Dexter's Laboratory episode ever.
I love that episode. Yeah, that's so great.
Lab, man, that was brilliant.
I got for Christmas. Somebody got me a Dexter's Lab or a Dexter Funko Pop. I was trying to figure out if I was going to put it up here or not because I got my Johnny Bravo. So
what you could do is just take that Funko Pop, turn it sideways, and shove it straight up your monkey ass.
Hey, only listen. That's only for a good time. Anyway,
let's move on to the next article. This one isn't a thing. Sorry, I'm gonna get rid of that stupid Paris.
No problemo.
Alrighty. So we'll just go into something a bit more fun here. The most anticipated films of 2025. And let's see, the upcoming year, blah blah, families, Paddington and Paris. Yeah, right. Okay, let's go. Okay,
I thought that came out this year.
What? Yeah. They were
Paddington
just
and Peru came out this
year. They were just talking about that. So they said no matter the audience lies, there's plenty of blockbusters to look forward to for 2025. Wolfman. Lee Winnell's new horror movie is set in a remote. And by the way, this is Variety, so a lot of the stuff they're going to have on here might not be to our likings, but never mind. Where a small family in Charlotte, it's always set in a small fucking farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. Her husband Blake and the young daughter Ginger, who calls their kid Ginger, are attacked by a strange monster. As they discover,
is that misappropriation?
Yeah, complete misappropriation. Blake has been infected. He begins to transform into something unrecognizable. The story is a new take on the classic. I think I saw the trailer to this. It doesn't look too bad.
Hello, William Wells. By the way, my issue though with the werewolf stories. I mean, by the way, American Werewolf in London is the greatest werewolf film ever made. But regardless, I like a modern take on the werewolf stories. I'm not happy with these classical takes or going back with a classical take. And really, the werewolf story hasn't been done too well, generally. Like,
now that's what I said. Like the Dog Soldier,
Monster Squad,
the best werewolves film.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. I have to see that one. I mean, the character Wolfman was in Monster Squad, and I liked that portrayal of him. But he was only like a side character, and you also felt like when he was the human, you really did feel the battle between him wanting to be the werewolf and obviously him being a good human, and obviously in Harry Potter 3, his teacher was a werewolf as well.
No, he was a lichen. It's different. It's different.
Is that not a wolf?
It is. It's completely
with the full moon and all that shit played its part.
Different name, yeah.
Yeah, and all of that. So
I have no idea the difference.
And by the way, there's also I think there's a film called Wolf with Jack Nicholson, and my God, you're getting Wolverine vibes from Jack Nicholson in that film. But I always thought the Wolverine character felt like Jack Nicholson in the X-Men '97 cartoons. and you get those vibes of that from Jack Nicholson in that movie Wolf. But regardless, I want a decent werewolf movie, a really good one.
Okay, let's crack on. So we have Captain America: Brave New World. What are your guys' thoughts? For me, it's derivative of at least the other two Captain America sequels, but I'm alright with it. I mean, it looks like an alright political thriller, personally speaking.
I think they're
But
giving away too much in the trailers. Maybe not having a Hulk, a Red Hulk reveal would have been, it would have been, oh shit, Red Hulk, if we got that in the film. But sometimes some of the best shocks and horrors are seeing it in the movie and not seeing it in the trailer.
yeah,
So
unfortunately, they have to sell this film because like interest in the MCU has just dipped so much. So sticking Red Hulk in there
God, look
makes
at that CGI
Ooh.
background as well. My God, I mean, it's just not great, is it?
Yeah, Tito, your thoughts? Sorry, Sam, I'll come back to
I'm
you if you need to.
I'm actually excited for this movie. I'm hoping it's good. I'm a big fan of Sam Wilson's Captain America. I want him to get his chance to shine, but it's not that I don't have faith in Anthony Mackie. It's the fact that I just worry about the current state of the MCU. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want this movie to be good. I think Anthony Mackie can carry the torch, and I don't want people to basically be people to be like, oh look, we need Steve Rogers back because Sam Wilson can't carry the torch. We need Steve Rogers back. It's like, no, like, can we please have character progression? Steve Rogers is gone. Like, I don't
I
mind them
agree.
doing the multiverse thing. I read about Chris Evans in the Avengers Doomsday, which I think might be
That's
interesting.
fine. Yeah, like we've said
An
before,
evil
even if
Captain
even if
America.
Tony Stark came back in that one, it'll be fine because it makes sense,
Yeah.
but not permanent.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
go on.
and like in the one, yeah, like in a one off, that's fine with me. As I said, like with them coming back in like Doomsday or Secret Wars or something, I would love to see a bad Chris Evans, like a bad Chris Evans, Nomad or whatever he's going to be, or Captain Hydra or whatever he was called. I can't remember what his name was. Versus Sam Wilson's Captain America in Doomsday or Secret Wars. Like I really, that would be very interesting to me. And it's not like you're pissing all over the legacy of the MCU Steve Rogers and all that. I've always said, I'm like, even if old Steve Rogers shows up in this movie, I'm okay as long as he's not coming back and stealing spotlight. Like, I don't mind. Like, Steve Rogers, as far as we know, is not dead in the MCU. He's just old.
He's just old, yeah.
So it's like, I don't mind him showing up and like having that moment with Sam where he's like, look, I gave you the shield for a reason. Now it's time to pull up your bootstraps and get it done. You know what I mean? Oh, go ahead, Sam.
Yeah,
A couple of issues. For a start, they've got pretty much every Hulk character in this fucking film except for the Hulk himself,
I
which is
actually like that. I do love it when we have that like crossover.
no, I
like,
agree, but why so heavy on the Hulk side without the Hulk? Like if everyone from the fucking Hulk,
that's not
like
everyone.
maybe
It's Thunder Ross and it's Thunderbolt Ross
you've
and
got the leader in there. No, is the leader what the fuck his
Yeah.
name is?
yeah, you do.
yeah,
Yeah,
The leader's in it, and
yeah.
the Red Hulk, and actually Betty
Betty-
Ross,
Betty
Liv
Ross.
Tyler's Betty Ross is coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And-
wouldn't. I see that's where it's like I understand your point with that, but at the same time, I love this like oddball like crossover where it's like, yeah, all this Hulk stuff is happening, but it's against Captain America, so it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. It just, yeah,
I don't think that should be like Captain America and Hulk. Like
the,
but like
the leader
Deadpool
as
and Wolverine.
well is just a bit too much. I
you
want
might
the leader
get
back.
that, but that's Zam. That's actually that's the point though. You might get the Hulk in this. He might pop up. They might be keeping that under wraps.
Oh, let's hope so. And Seth freaking Rollins, baby. Yes, I wonder what he's gonna be like
They
in
cut
this.
his role.
He's gonna no, they didn't cut his.
He's
Actually, I
gonna
think
cool.
he's in the trailer. Actually, they may have cut his part, but it's in the trailer.
No,
There's
they put it back in because the film's had so many reshoots.
yeah, they may
He
have.
was in it. Then they said they cut his role, but now I hope he haven't cut his role. Let's
Well,
see.
as I said, there's a very quick glimpse of him. Like he's wearing a mask, but you can tell it's him in the trailer. So maybe that's just for the trailer
I
now.
missed it, but cool.
Isaiah Bradley and his great grandson or grandson, whoever it is.
Yeah,
It should
I
be
know.
his
I
great
was
Grandson
grandson.
becomes the Patriot in the comic books.
Yeah, it should be his great grandson theoretically. But
Yeah,
yeah.
But yeah, I do love
I'm with you on that, William. Sorry, go on.
I do love seeing more Isaiah Bradley. Look, that I've not made it very, I've made it very well known that Falcon and the Winter Soldier is like probably my favorite MCU product, like Disney Plus product that has come out. I know a lot of people say Loki, a lot of people say Moon Knight. Those are great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on them. I'm not saying they were bad, but for some reason, Falcon and the Winter Soldier just hit me the right way, where it's like, oh, I love this show so much, So
And,
I think for
and
me, they derailed it when they made her blow up that building for no reason. That was bad storytelling. It kind of derailed their argument. And I think that for me, that was the end.
well, and I think
But
even like, but not to talk about like not to tangent, but I mean, I think honestly, even her partner. Remember when they got in the car after that? He's just like, why are we doing this? Like,
yeah,
what?
exactly. Yeah, but it just even that's just not realistic. Like that's just dumb. But
Yeah.
so one more thing.
Sorry, Zam. 1 second. Hulk contract reasons why we can't that's finished now. That's over. So we
Yeah, I
can
think
get Hulk in his own film now.
Yeah. No, I think this was a creative decision. I really feel like either that or this movie was in production so early before the Hulk rights reverted and stuff like that. Like maybe they couldn't.
True.
So maybe we were saying like maybe he will show up in a smaller role just because
But they still could have had Hulk in this because he's in an ensemble. He's not solo.
Yeah. No, and you're right. But that's what I'm saying. I think it was more of a creative decision where they're like,
Yeah.
let's take the leader, let's take Red Hulk. And I think they were looking like, look, we have President Ross. I think it's snowballed from that. Like, we're going to have this like a political thriller with the president. The president's going to be Ross. Let's make him Red Hulk. Let's bring in the leader. Like.
For me, most MCU stuff should actually be a political thriller because it's the best stuff. That's why Winter Soldier was so goddamn loved.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see Sharon Carter come back in some capacity. I love her heel turn.
Oh yeah, I agree with you 100%.
I want to see some of that, and at the same time, it'll be interesting to see how non-super serum Captain America fights the Hulk, because I think he's going to be telling Red Hulk that the sun's going down now, and time to go to sleep and all of that shit. I think that's that's the route he's going to take. To make Thunderbolt Ross chill out. So yeah, and obviously we're going to see the Eternals thing as well, which I've been going on about for fucking 3 years now. So
yes,
yeah, I agree. I think the Tiamat Island is like it's like the Black Widow movie. It's 3 years too late to follow up on, but I'm glad that they are at least addressing it in this movie. But it's still 3 years too late, like the Black Widow movie was. Black Widow should have came out after Civil War, or at least sometime after Civil War, before Infinity War. So that's what the Tiamat thing is.
And again, you guys kind of hit on a few points there, because there's a few little nuggets in there that for me again make this film an interesting prospect to go and watch. Like Sam Wilson being Cap. His partner Falcon. Obviously, they have Captain Zionist in it, which is a bit of a pisser, but it doesn't matter. But Red Hulk, the leader.
Sharon Carter's back in the White House.
Might be in this as well. Yeah,
I would love. That's what I'm saying, though. I love these crossover characters where it's like you're like. I just love the crossover that they're doing with this stuff.
It should be. Yeah.
Justin Hammer is who Elon Musk truly is. I love to see an alternative universe for Captain Carter. Yeah, she has been. We did see her in Doctor Strange, didn't we?
And What If? She was just in What If.
Yeah, she was in the What If.
That's where she was created. Was in What If. And I thought that was the best thing that they ever did in that show.
It is. I agree. I would love to see Captain Carter. If they do an Exiles movie or something, I would love for her to be in it. I love Haley Atwell. I think Haley Atwell does so good with the whole, Agent Carter, Captain Carter thing. Like, I would love to see more of her. And it's sad that she got relegated to like anime, which don't get me wrong, I'm not saying anything bad about animation, but it's just like MCU and Marvel does not
into a bad animation.
Yes, relegated, and then a part of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I'm like, I hope I see her in Secret Wars. I want her to play a big part in Secret Wars.
That's another, like, Agent Carter, the series was underrated as well. It was pretty decent for what it was. I don't know if anyone watched it, but I liked it.
And it's a shame Haley Atwell is in the 40s now, because she was just 10 years younger. She would have been the perfect Lara Croft for Tomb Raider, in my opinion.
Yeah, and carry a
She
franchise.
voices Laura
You can
Croft.
carry
Yeah, I know.
a franchise
She's got
as well.
everything. She's got all the assets, if you know what I mean, to play
Yeah.
fucking Lara Croft. Every aspect of her.
Well,
You know?
ironic, she voiced her in the Netflix series.
Yeah.
But all right, let's crack on. So Paddington, don't give a shit about that. Mickey
You're interested
17.
in
This looks really good.
you're interested in that. It's one of those clone movies.
Yeah, this one is. This is like a clone film. Is sent on a deadly mission to colonize the ice world Nephilim. When one employee dies, he's cloned the memories of the traveler who comes before him. Yeah, it's got Mark Ruffalo and Tony Conta. There, the trailer looked good for that. Then
I
we've
thought
got
you just said
Xanthos
Mark
and-
Ruffalo and Tony Khan. I'm like, oh, there's cocaine involved?
Yeah, absolutely, loads of it. This
Tony
is Xanthos'
Collette.
anticipated film.
I know. I thought he said Tony Khan for a second. I'm like,
Snow White.
well,
I think
one person's going to be watching that movie then if Tony Khan's in it. Rick
Oh
B.
yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
like this is a weird thing because Wicked did really well, but that wasn't a live adaptation. That was a musical adaptation turned into a live adaptation. Well, this once again is Disney going back to their animation into a live adaptation, and if they've not learned that most of the time that turns out to be really shit. I don't care that she's Latin American. I really don't. You know, so that's what pissing a lot of people
She's a
off.
musician, so that's
Yeah,
the
I
key.
don't care. She looks the part. Just in that picture alone, she looks like fucking Snow White. You know what I mean? So
I mean,
what's the problem?
Also, her surname, by the way, her surname, Zegler. Zegler. That's fucking German.
Yeah,
All right, that's
um, uh,
German. And
the
Snow White,
grandfather's.
Brothers Grimm, German. So she's half German as well.
yeah,
Well,
I
her
mean,
like her
I
forefathers
don't
were
mind
Nazis.
them. I don't mind them casting like different
Couldn't care less.
ethnicities. Like
Yeah.
it looks the part to me. And as I said, I don't have much faith in this movie only because it's Snow White. For the love of God, that was 1939.
And it's
My,
Like,
my,
boring.
my, my real
Yeah.
issue is with Peter Dinklage because now he wants to be the only fucking little man in the building because he had an issue with films like Snow White hiring little people and maybe allegedly humiliating them. But there's only so many, and it's a shame I have to say it like this, but I don't mean to. But there's only so much roles for little people in Hollywood, and what better role than for 7 of them to play fucking dwarfs in Snow White? You're giving them employment, and for Peter Dinklage to make an issue of that, and so now they end up doing these CGI fuckers when it would have been far better to have real human beings fucking play that role instead of CGI characters. And they're about the same size as fucking Snow White. They're not even dwarfs whatsoever. Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
look like giant garden gnomes.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, no, fucking. This is what really pisses me off. This is where political correctness and social justice warrior thing shoots itself in the foot because with this and with Time Bandits, you have denied little people, jobs. Okay, they struggle enough as it is. Okay, I mean, Time Bandits, you can't exactly turn around and say, oh, fucking hell, here we go. Look, another thing with dwarfs. They cast dwarfs in the roles because they were dwarfs. And that was it. It's not like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but Time Bandits, what? Because you're going to get some weird, warped pushback if you put dwarves in that role. Like Time Bandits really stuck in my craw over that because you are denying people that obviously struggle to find work. You're denying them work, and so what? Again, regarding Snow White, that they're going to be typecast into these certain roles. So what?
It's a
So
job.
what? It's a job. You think they're going to cry over a fucking job? Jesus Christ,
like
that's so
like Peter
stupid.
Peter Dinklage himself, he was put in a role where they needed somebody to play a little person, yeah, and he killed it in Game of Thrones so much so that Bolivar Trask, who wasn't even a little person in the comics, ended up being played by Peter Dinklage because he made himself renowned as an actor. These little people, if they can make themselves shine in certain roles and they can expose themselves as good actors, then other roles will be available to them, regardless of them being little people or not. So you've
Yeah,
just ruined it for them to break themselves out from the mold, like Peter Dinklage did. Well,
yeah.
Peter Dinklage broke himself out of the mold. He doesn't have to play little people all the fucking time anymore. You know, he played Bolivar in the fucking MCU. they made the role for him, because he's a good actor.
Yeah,
Oh
I mean,
God,
and
what
the thing,
idiots, man!
like, what happens if we ever get Alpha Flight from the X-Men universe? Are they gonna fucking put Car Puck as a regular size actor now because we can't put fucking little people in any kind of small role? It's like idiots. I think I personally, and I say this from the bottom of my heart, people should fucking boycott Snow White because of what they did with the casting, because they CGI dwarfs, and that's fucking unacceptable. And that's people should kick up a stink for that, not because they cast a half Hispanic woman in a role. Like just the things that people get wound up about is so stupid.
Yeah.
Uh, Cheeto, any thoughts?
No, I think it's absolutely asinine for us to be like. I didn't even know that people were getting all upset that you said she's half Latino,
Yeah,
or
half.
yeah, like I mean, again, she looks the part. You know what I mean?
He looks
Like
the part.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
like I mean, and even if you race swap it, it's like, uh, but the whole Ariel thing, like. Obviously I didn't take offense, but I only felt bad for the people who, like, I know several pale skinned gingers who really identify with Ariel because they love her because it reminds, that when they grew up. And I know
can
you
they
said a little
sing?
bit on it, Ginger, but it's just like that was my only issue with that
Yeah, I've got
race swap
half.
was,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah, that's I'm with you on that. See, that's I get pissed off when they do that because gingers have had it fucking rough. Like, I mean, South Park renewed like the abuse that we suffer, so it doesn't help. And the fact that they recast our roles and give it to black people, I think that's fucking insulting for us gingers as well because it's like, hang on, why does one marginalized group get preference? I know we're white and all this kind of shit and it's different and all that, but it still pissed me off because it's like, well, it shouldn't be like that. But with
Can they
Ariel,
sing? That's
yeah,
my thing. Can
yeah,
they sing?
with Ariel, fucking, her voice, the actress's voice is my god, my fucking god. Like she has got like the most beautiful voice you will ever hear. And so for that alone, yeah, fucking too right she should play Ariel. It's
Yeah.
musical. When it comes
As I,
to
I
music,
actually always joke around and say that they should have race swapped either Aurora or Cinderella because growing up when I was younger, I didn't know there was a difference between the two. I literally thought they were the same
yeah,
princess. I was like they're both blonde, so just like I mean,
well, they
Rapunzel.
just used the same template.
yeah.
That's why it was the same
So that's why I
template.
was just like, man, they should have race swapped one of them because then I could have told the difference when I was younger between the two of them. No, no Rapunzel. I mean,
Let down your dreadlocks.
I'm gonna say something so
Yeah.
bad. Don't hate me. Rapunzel, let down your weave.
Yeah.
Shit, it rips.
Rips it out.
Yeah. Hey,
Ah,
motherfucker, I spent
and
money
I'm
on this.
canceled.
Sorry. Can't help myself. All right. So next up, we have Jack Black had a hell of a 2024, stabbing his own friend in the back by being a little bitch and being one of the worst performances in, of course, Borderlands. Is coming back for Minecraft.
Oh,
Who
Well,
wants this
look, I,
film?
I don't, I don't care about this film. If it does well, fair enough. I'm not. I've never been part of that Minecraft phenomenon. But my only thing is that when the trailer came out, people were fucking pissed that there's a fat black woman in it, and I'm thinking to myself, if that's your take, then you're a
Yeah,
fucking
like
idiot.
I
You're a
didn't
fucking
realize
idiot.
like Minecraft had a specific race of people in it. Yeah, I mean,
I
Jesus.
I
yeah,
don't
I,
care about this movie. I really don't. This film, I don't know about Sinners. I saw a trailer. It looks a bit artsy. I know. I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah. Okay, so here we have, speaking of sinners, we have a film called Sinners. Michael B. Jordan plays twin brother in the Ryan Coogler. Oh, Ryan Coogler. Ooh, horror thriller. The duo comes across the great evil as they attempt to start over their lives by returning to their hometown. The trailer ends on the eerie note: "You keep dancing with the devil, one day he's gonna follow you home." The feature is written on a Coogler. Well, it's got Coogler in it, so I'm up for that. Okay, no, moving on. Oh dear God, no, absolutely not. Everything I hate about the MCU is in this film. We have Thunderbolts, May the 2nd.
Four of those people have the same powers, pretty much. Look, my issue is first of all is that I'm not happy with where they're taking Bucky in this because
Mm-hmm.
like I've always said that when Falcon and the Winter Soldier ended, the title credits at the end should have been Captain America and Bucky Barnes, because I truly believe that he had become Bucky Barnes again and no longer the Winter Soldier. And I feel like whatever character progression they've made with Bucky, that they've kind of regressed it by making him more Winter Soldier. Like I'm sure he's still got the capabilities of being an ass kicker, but it just doesn't seem right in this trailer.
No, they're
John Wood,
walking back everything they did in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
yeah,
That's my and I think Ginger, you originally said that this is basically Black Widow the movie too, with like a couple additions, and it's like,
Yeah,
God, that's so true, and it's so horrible.
it should have been called Super Soldiers. That's what it should have been called. You know what I mean? Because it's all
it's,
super
it's not
soldiers.
Thunderbolts. The only fucking character in there, like US
Ghost,
Agent
yeah.
and Ghost, from
I wanted better from US Agent. I wouldn't mind seeing a US Agent movie or series.
but he
You
was a
know,
standout in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show. He was fantastic. So seeing him back, I'm not fussed, and he belonged in the Thunderbolts. He was in the Thunderbolts. So was Ghost. I can't remember if that whatever fucking widow character was in
Taskmaster,
it. No, no, not Taskmaster.
Yelena
He was in the
Belova,
initiative. He
or
was a trainer. Her, Florence Pugh's character,
Yelena Belova.
yeah.
Yelena. Yeah, she was never in the Thunderbolts. I don't think.
Hello,
Yeah,
Rick B.
I think she was in like some of the
Oh,
later iterations. But I mean, like, but even with that, it's like, U.S. Agent, sure, Yelena Belova, sure, Ghost, yes,
Ghost.
but like Red Guardian, no, like you don't need him.
no.
Bucky, I think Bucky is. I know he's been in the comics. He's been a part of the Thunderbolts, but he just, like Zam said, like his MCU counterpart here
Yeah.
should feel out of place, and I feel like they're going to walk back a lot of that character development that Falcon and the Winter Soldier did.
Yeah, it's kind of yeah.
Taskmaster is just a waste. Like if it was a good Taskmaster, I'd say sure, but it's just a terrible Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Bucky's there to like give it the credibility of okay, here we got an MCU original in there, and that's why he's in there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
And then you saw the trailer and it was full of all the stupid fucking jokes that people are just grown weary and fed up with. And it was all in there. But then I get pissed off for that same crowd because while they're sitting there filleting fucking James Gunn for doing the exact same thing in Creature Commandos and all that shit. And I'm like, so the MCU jokes you hate, but the James Gunn jokes you love. So you just say you just fucking like James Gunn, which is fine, and you hate MCU, which is fine if you do. But these people just flip flop. Like it's like picking a side. There's no consistency. And like, yeah, I'm not going to be watching this film. I'll be skipping it. I might catch it on digital or whatever.
Rick B, there's no North Korea is about as socialist as the United States of America, dude.
Mate,
You
understand the
want-
difference between a fucking dictatorship. Anyway, we're not doing politics now. We'll do
Yeah.
politics later. Okay, shall I move on?
yeah, I want to talk about Mission Impossible
All right, Zam,
because
take it away, mate.
because it's coming out on my birthday. Lovely. Yeah. I thought is it Dead Reckoning, the one before this?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was in recent Mission Impossible films that was terrible. Having an AI bad guy and then creating some sort of villain that is supposed to have been around since the first movie, but we never truly saw him, and now as in this one was not great either. And juggling the cast the way they did, I'm still hoping to see Jeremy Renner come back at some particular point. He just seems to have disappeared all of a sudden. So yeah, that film was awful. Some of the stunt work was pretty good, but it didn't have the coolness of like the previous 4 or 5 films before this one. So yeah, I hope this bookends this saga once and for all. Tom Cruise is in his 60s now. Give it a break, my son. Maybe start going behind the camera, be a stunt coordinator, whatever. You're a phenomenal actor, one of the greatest stuntman actors of all time, probably America's greatest. You know, yeah, give it a break after this, and I hope it ends in a bang.
Yeah, the reason you're not seeing Jeremy Renner come back anytime soon is probably because Jeremy Renner is a pain in the ass and he's very an annoying person. So Cruz probably just didn't like him. You know what I mean? So they
I
were
was
just
thinking
like,
more because of his injury. He probably couldn't make it back, at least for
no,
this.
no, he just disappeared out of the franchise. What was he in the third or the fourth one? And then he's just
No,
never
he was
come
in the
back.
fourth and fifth one, I think,
Oh, there you go.
and that was it. It was in two of
Disappeared.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, he hadn't been injured when they did the previous one. So I'm guessing they just clashed. And
Yeah,
that,
and again, or maybe there just was nothing there for that
well,
character.
then maybe there was just nothing there for that character. You know, you never know. I got nothing to say on Mission Impossible. I don't like them.
I actually haven't
Tito,
watched the most recent one. I love Mission Impossible, but I've just had no gumption to just watch
I
the
think
new
it's
one for
on
some reason.
Amazon Prime, I think,
no,
or on
for me,
Netflix. I'm sure.
it's not
Yeah.
Mission Impossible. Like I was a huge fan of the original series and the remake series. This is just Tom Cruise does stunts. That's all it is, and I
Yeah,
don't like it.
that's kind of how some of the last ones have kind of felt. Like, what was the one before this one? It was
Yeah, the one with Henry Cavill and all of that, and
yeah.
the chop.
It did like there was a good cast there, but yeah, it just kind of felt like it was like Tom Cruise jumping around doing stunts.
Yeah,
Henry Cavill's going to beat him up,
it's just
but
it's
yeah,
just Tom Cruise filleting Tom Cruise, and I fucking no, thank you. No, thank you. I had enough of it, and I love Tom Cruise. I was a huge
so
Tom
did
Cruise
Katie
fan.
Holmes, and that's why she got out. So
Well, you know. Okay, moving on. Lilo and Stitch. Anyone care about this?
I
What? Well,
kind of do. I like the original Lilo and
live
Stitch.
action.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think this this one I think is okay to do a live action because look at it, like it looks phenomenal in my opinion. It's been long enough. This movie came out in like 2001, so it's been long enough that it deserves a live action remake as long as they do it well. However, like yeah, I don't know. I
Okay.
mean, it could go down the typical Disney. I think honestly, I think it should be a sequel and it should be a multiverse movie, like across the Disney multiverse. My favorite promotion
Yeah,
for
they
any
could have
Disney
fucked with
movie.
it. They could have fucked with it in a good way. Like just gone full
Stitch could have
cool.
been like the Deadpool, and not in the Ryan Reynolds way, but like the fourth wall break, because like the advertising for the original Lilo and Stitch movie, it was like Lilo or it was like Stitch showing up and messing things up in all these Disney movies. Have you ever seen it?
No.
No,
Oh my
it's
god,
been
you
like
gotta watch
it's
some of
got
the
a
original
premise.
promotion. The original promotional material for the original Lilo and Stitch was hilarious. Like the one is, and I'm gonna tell you the one. I'll leave the rest for your imagination. But the one is like Stitch is like the Belle and Beast are doing the dance in the ball, and then there's like Stitch crawling across the ceiling, and he
Oh, I
accidentally
have seen that one.
yeah,
And he dropped
it's
the
so
chandelier, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
it's
I have seen those.
so
Those were brilliant.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what it
Yeah.
shouldn't be like
But the
a
original
remake.
film
It
was
should
great.
be
Don't get me
a
wrong, I loved it.
sequel.
Yeah, yeah. But I
So
agree. No, actually, that's fucking great point. It should be a sequel, a follow up, because the thing is as well, it's got to be like one of the most rewatched Disney films. Like everyone to this day still talks about Lilo and Stitch like they just watched it yesterday. So it's clearly one of their most popular ever films, which it deserves it anyway because it was really good.
mhm.
And so a sequel would have actually been the natural next step for this, because people are already familiar with Lilo and Stitch, and there's been cartoon series that were pretty bloody good as well. My nephews fucking love the whatever they're watching the Lilo and Stitch series and all of that. So yeah, that's a good point. But I hope it's good, because it was one of the better films.
Mhm. I
Right.
agree. I think it was in that era of like Disney that just some movies got really lost, like Atlantis and Treasure Planet, Brother Bear. Like some of those movies were okay, but like Lilo and Stitch was really good, and I just felt like it got lost in that. Once Tarzan kind of peaked things, it kind of like I don't know. Disney just kind of waved for like a good 5 or 10 years.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Rick. I'll come. Look, this is the equivalent of people that grew up on Thundercats and whatnot. kind of getting their live action version of a film that they absolutely loved, of an animated property that they absolutely loved. We're too old for it, but you're never too old for it, really, when you think about it. Like, I'm in my 40s and I still pine for bloody Thundercats live action. So, you know,
Animation is not. It can be for adults, dude. You should know better.
yeah. And, you know, I'm like the biggest fanboy for animation in this group. So, please. Okay. Karate. No, crap. Have you seen the trailer? Jesus fucking Christ.
It doesn't feel like it's a continuation from Cobra Kai whatsoever.
No.
You know, no elements of it. None of the Cobra Kai cast members are in this, which is a bit weird. Another thing as well, what really upsets me is Jackie Chan's career to a degree, because he's in his 70s now, and all his movies have pretty much been comedy action films. And I'm thinking to myself, when you watch something like The Foreigner and you realize, damn, this guy can act.
That's his best
He
film.
can he can truly act, and I think he should have done lots of movies where he never threw a single fucking punch and showed his acting credibility. And he should have done lots of films where he was not doing it for jokes. You know, he was playing it for. But he's done some really shitty movies like City Hunter and that romance one.
The Medallion and
All he's like, mate, you wasted your time with all these comedy action films when you should have, branched out and tried different genres. And it's too late now. Your career should have been a mix of not just action films but dramas, and stuff like that. Group films about grievance and stuff like that. But yeah, regardless, he's a legend. I mean, still for what he's done, but nothing recent apart from The Foreigner, in my opinion.
a lot of his stuff has been in China that he's been doing.
I mean, yeah, like Robin Williams is a great example of somebody who, went from comedy to like all genres and just made like this great portfolio of just roundabout movies. Like Robin Williams is one of my favorite actors, as you guys know. I beat that dead horse.
Comedians are phenomenal actors. People, because they're so good at doing comedy, because comedy is the hardest thing to do, to make people laugh. They get put in those particular roles, but they are so versatile. They're such great actors. And when you give them a chance to break out from comedy, they really show you how fucking good they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But on Karate Kid, look, for me, fuck Ralph Macchio, because Ralph Macchio sold everyone alive. When they brought back Karate Kids, which, by the way, that was originally a YouTube production. When
you mean Cobra Kai?
The whole, when YouTube launched their whole streaming platform, they bought Cobra Kai. They bought the Karate Kid license and they created Cobra Kai. They didn't create it. The premise was there. They just funded it and made it. And that was coming back on the notion that it was going to focus mainly on Johnny and his whole story. But the whole thing was completely hijacked by fucking Ralph Macchio. And every time you have to sit there and listen to 1,000 bloody stories about Mr. Miyagi and his whole family have to pretend to be interested in it. And I'm like, no, fuck you. Fuck Cobra Kai. They ruined it. And I blame Ralph Macchio for that. And the producers should have stepped in and said, you're not the interesting character here. Nobody fucking likes you. Everyone likes Johnny. And they should have done that. So I don't give a shit about this film. And the trailer looks shit. So fuck it. Ballerina, yes, looking forward to that. That is the John Wick spin-off with Ana de Armas, the gorgeous Ana de Armas. And so, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this.
Yeah, I hope it's good.
Yeah.
So, and Keanu Reeves is in this movie and doing a cameo.
Yes, he is. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, can't wait for that. Hello. What's this? Pixar's latest original... Oh, no, it's Pixar. They don't make good films. Oh, yeah, now we have the live-action... How to Train Your Dragon.
I hear a lot of people are excited about this. I was not a big I've seen How to Train Your Dragon 3. That's really the only one I've seen. Yeah. My kids made me sit down and watch it one day.
This is one of those where whatever. People are just getting upset because they're like, there's Vikings and there's a black chick. It's like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, I know. That's always the thing. Yeah, like I saw that and I'm like, oh my God, people. Like, can we just not? Like, I get it. Look. Okay, Viking, black person. But still, like, can we please just
There's
move
dragons,
on?
for Christ's sake. There's dragons, you know.
dragons,
like you're talking
Yeah, but
about
it's
real.
kind of in the wrong part of a world for. I mean, there might have been African Americans up there, but I don't think there would be very many.
Well,
There
look,
wouldn't have been any African Americans. Maybe some Africans, but not African
yeah, but
Americans.
no African
Or yeah, not
American.
African. Yeah, sorry. Yes,
No, look,
that's right.
but
I'm
well,
trying to appropriate everything, even in the past.
well,
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla had somebody from the Middle East end up in fucking Viking
The
land.
Middle East.
Well, that's
one
what I
makes sense
mean. Like
because
they
they
could
did a lot of trade with North Africa, and you can see
And North
a
Africa
lot
is
of their
Africa.
embroidery. There's Arabic in their embroidery.
North
as well.
African American.
But because it's Hollywood, the preferential race inclusion has to be black, despite the fact that they're only 12% of the population and all that, compared to say the Hispanic law and all this. So that's why they went with that. It's the motto is make it black, but it's a fantasy, so who gives a shit?
And that's kind of my point. Is like I get it. Like you're like you can sit there and say there were no black people really in that area, at least not that much. So you can say that, but again, it's fantasy. It's not like they're making like a based on a true story, you know, like
Yeah.
So again, it's like for me, it's like yes, I get your point, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
next.
this one I'll leave to the fans of the original franchise, whatever their thoughts. I don't care. Oh, now this I'm definitely looking forward to. 28 years later, the sequel was terrible. It was good, but it was one of the worst shot and edited films I've ever seen in my entire life, and it derailed the story. But the original 28 Days Later was phenomenal.
Yeah, it's fantastic. One of the best low budget films ever. It was the film that brought in running zombies, which was a frightening prospect. Cillian Murphy's back actually. I had no idea he was in this one.
Oh yeah.
So Aaron, I thought is that guy looks like Aaron Taylor Johnson? No, it can't be. It is. Yeah, right. They've got a decent cast in this. Ralph Fiennes in this as well.
Yeah, Ralph Fiennes.
Hey Sam, I bet you didn't see that coming.
No.
Get it? Because he's quick.
I get it.
Okay, I just want to make sure you got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Don't make me explain it to you like 13 different ways.
F1 Megan 2.0. Okay. Well,
Megan
the girl,
the pedophile's wet dream film.
Well, they showed the girl who plays Megan, like how much of a how she's able to move her body like a contortion. She's a proper contortionist in a way, and she's able to twist herself around and shit like that. It was fascinating.
Oh wait, that's not CGI.
I think they're talking about the body modeling.
Yeah, for the first Megan. I haven't seen Megan, by the way, but it just came across in my social media, and they showed you that this girl was able to. I think maybe Dusty Smith might have showed it in one of his clips. He just showed you how this girl was able to move, because I saw some of the trailers of Megan, and my God, her body movement was weird and bizarre. And then they showed you this girl doing the real movements. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised this got a sequel. It was a huge success. It also, like I said, it was a pedophile wet dream as well, because there was a spike in attempted orders of sex dolls that looked like Megan.
Oh my God.
One love doll maker guy thing was like, no, fuck off. Kind of thing. So that's the only reason I know about that. I think it was on a thread in Reddit and in the incel kind of thread. Incel, hilarious subreddit. Okay, moving on. Jurassic World.
This reminds me of that fucking
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson's in it. You guys didn't hear about that?
No.
Mahershala Ali's in it as well. Oh my God. Okay, Gareth Edwards is directing it.
Gareth Edwards is directing it. Well, okay. That changes it.
But
in
regardless,
that case,
this should have been fucking, this rebirth should have been aborted. What the fuck, man? Like, just give it a break. Like, stop trying to. Oh God,
Sam, You don't give it a break when it's making billions of dollars, bro.
Did the
Right.
last one make a lot of money? Because the last one really ruined the premises of dinosaurs being on Earth with the fucking locust storyline, and they brought back the three people from the first film, to really go full circle with it. Oh, I'm just really, really upset. Anyway,
I've not watched the sequels to Jurassic World because the Jurassic World was bloody terrible. I might watch this one just because I want to see what Gareth Edwards does. That's it.
But is the
yeah.
damage already done? Is the question.
I think they're going to pay homage. They're going to pay homage to the first movie, and it's going to be one of those. That's what I think it's going to be, a homage. Yeah, but look at that! Look at that! Just this whole scene with them in the leaves and shit like that. I really do. It's going to be more than maybe Lost in the Park and trying to get the power on and all that bollocks. Yeah.
Now, certain franchises, there's only so much you could do with them. The premise is very limiting. So, I personally think, now, if it was me doing Jurassic World, here's what I would have done. I would have taken it forward a few years and then made Dino Riders. Because if you remember the cartoon Dino Riders.
Dino Rider. Oh, man. I'm soaking wet right now.
Oh, yeah. You see, I know what men really want. That's why
man. I love Dino Riders. I watched the crap out of that VHS back in the day.
Yeah, mate, me too. I didn't have a lot of the toys. I had a couple of them because they were a bit big and pricey. But I had quite a few of the little dinosaur ones. But yeah, I would have just made fucking Dino Riders. Screw it. 10 years in the future, aliens invade. Aliens are like, oh my god, there's dinosaurs here. It's quick. And put technology on them and just fight it out and have a good old 80s sexual slugfest. And make toys so I can buy them again, baby. Because the Jurassic Park toys are phenomenal. By the way, like Mattel absolutely knocked it out of the park. My nephews have almost all the dinosaurs from this franchise.
You love her in the movie.
They're incredible.
Lucy was that low budget film where she played an alien. Is that correct?
No.
Yes.
Was she an alien? I thought she was like genetically enhanced or something.
That was
Tokyo, whatever you call it.
Ghost in the Shell.
No, it was the one where she could turn her hair blonde. That wasn't where she was like using like more of her brain.
Lucy, she's an alien. That just like
at one point the guy wants to shag her and he realizes where's her vag, and she goes, "Oh my god, I need a vag." Funny.
Yeah, great film, brilliant film. And okay, well here we go. This is everyone's most anticipated film, Superman.
Yep.
No, next one's most anticipated.
We could do a video on it, but we could reiterate again. It all falls down to how James Gunn writes this film. An early test screening, if you are to believe rumors, which don't believe it, liken it to Guardians of the Galaxy, which we don't really want that. But
and the first Captain America.
Which okay.
Yeah, I was about to say the first Captain America is. That doesn't mean that it's.
That's a bit of a like. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain America: The First Avenger, like those two films are fucking miles apart, man.
Well, I think they've already said that this movie feels like it's not in our world. Like it does kind of feel like a 60s comic book in modern day. Like that they've. I mean, if you look at some of the surrounding infrastructure and stuff like that, like the buildings and stuff like that, like in the cars. It definitely has a different aesthetic than like in our current world. Whereas like where Snyder had everything happening in our world, like modern day. This is kind of going to be
like the upcoming Fantastic Four, which is retro future.
Yeah, but I still think, isn't it still going to take place in the 60s, or is that actually going to be modern day?
Yeah, but it's retro futurism as well, like mixed in. But this one it all depends on the writing. If we get Gunnisms, then no. But I don't care.
Us Americans, we love guns. Oh wait, you mean James Gunn? Oh, okay.
You love both.
It might be a film that what, Ginger. I've noticed that there are stuff out there where the majority likes it, and unfortunately you don't, and it could be one of those.
Yeah, that's fine. Like,
listen, Thor Ragnarok. Everybody loves it, but me and him hate it. I mean, like it. I never liked Thor Ragnarok. The day I saw it, I did not like it. Like it's not like
Sorry.
I never fell out of love with it. I never liked it, and then then I met. And then I met
I
Ginger,
haven't,
and then we realized we hated it together, and that's when we became bros.
I haven't seen Creature Commandos, but you're the only person I know who doesn't like it. It's got a decent review on critics and
Yeah,
audience.
because people's mentality is stuck in that same era of bad writing. So of course they're gonna like it. They forego the writing in general because it has a few key elements in it that they like, and it's just like, no, bigger picture here. You can't have a fucking film of a 60-year-old man fumbling around like a fucking horny teenager over a princess in her 20s, and then having playing the typical fucking American supremacist thing of like, oh, look at this like East European backwater with these terrible generic accents and a what's up joke in it. Like, if that's what you constitute as a good fucking show, considering how phenomenal, like two of the Suicide Squad films that we've had from the original DC animation are among their best stuff. Okay, that's the Ticket to Hell one, and the one where they break into Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, something Arkham. Yeah,
Assault on
Yeah,
Arkham. I
Assault on
actually didn't
Arkham.
like that.
Assault. I love
Assault on
that one.
Arkham.
I hated that one. Actually, I did not like Assault on
Oh,
Arkham.
really? Oh,
I
I
hated it.
love it.
It was a
Oh,
But then,
rehash of the game. Just it supposedly happened before that. Like
yeah,
and at
No,
the same time, like you guys, and everyone else did, just like Cape Crusader, and
because it's
no.
shit.
I think that
it's
one
shit.
was a lot of people who loved it were rose tinted glasses. I think that's why you don't hear much about it anymore. Is because I think they're finally kind of realizing,
Yeah,
maybe this isn't as good as we thought it was.
yeah. They've gone very quiet on it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, let's move on. Smurfs the movie. Night
Yes.
one.
Yes.
Great.
If
I
as
don't
long
know.
as it's set in the Smurf world and not back in New York like the previous one, hate shit like that.
Original music from Rihanna.
Fuck.
Oh no.
It's made by Sony Pictures, I think, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Here we go. The Fantastic Four. July
This is
25th.
coming.
That can't be right. We haven't even had
It's a
a
bit
trailer
early.
yet.
It's a bit early as well. Like surely one in the spring, one in the
No, I'm
summer, and
sure.
one in the autumn.
No, I think we're gonna get a trailer probably like either right before or right around the time Brave New World comes out.
Yeah,
And either that or maybe they'll push it back again. But
yeah.
I think
February.
honestly they're waiting for Brave New World hype to start and then maybe bring out a trailer for this.
Probably, yeah. So I like the cast. Let's see what they do with it. I'm all for it. So moving on. Untitled Paul Thomas Anderson film.
Paul
Bloody
Thomas
hell, when's the last
Anderson.
time he made a film?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
he's not really got the best record of stuff. Oh my god, they made the Freaky Friday sequel.
Yep.
Freakier
Freakier Friday.
Great stuff. He's the one that did like fucking the Adam Sandler film Punch Drunk Love and all that kind of stuff.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Paul, the other Paul Anderson.
Yeah, the Paul West
No,
and
Paul W. Anderson,
Paul
the
W.
one who
Anderson.
married
Caitlin.
Jovovich.
Sorry,
The-
Mila
the-
Jovovich. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he's
yeah. That's what I'm
Freakier
thinking of. Yeah.
Friday.
No, I don't
what-
care. What the
I
hell?
Honestly, I mean Lindsay Lohan's looking good nowadays. She's my age. I'm like
I really fucking hope this is a redemption because poor Lindsay Lohan, man, she went through the ringer, man. They absolutely fucked her in every sense of the words. So I hope this is a nice comeback for her. We get the kind of redemption. Well, she didn't do anything unredeeming. Just more
She
like
just
the
made a
middle
lot of-
finger to the people that tore her down.
yeah, and I mean she just made a lot of poor life choices, but she didn't really hurt anybody doing anything. She hurt herself, but like it's not like she like hurt people, like was got in car accidents and hurt people and like
She came from a really rough background. Then she made it, propelled into superstardom. They don't do anything to protect child actors in Hollywood. Drugs, alcohol, constant belittling and abuse from the fucking press. Because how dare a woman be her own person? Same thing they did with Britney Spears. And they completely destroyed the poor woman. So I'm hoping, yeah, she deserves a comeback. And she just deserves to be happy whatever she does, man. So I'm not. I don't care about this film, but I hope it does. I hope it kills it, and yeah, she comes back and does her thing. The Bride. So okay, this is a
Nothing to do
Looks like
with
Frankenstein or
Tarantino.
something.
Yeah.
yeah. After the box office success of Beetlejuice shit film, Warner Brothers is once again banking on bringing the dead with Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride.
Oh,
Christian Bale is set to play Frankenstein's monster, while Jesse Buckley, who previously starred in Gyllenhaal's The Lost Daughter, will portray the bride. Wait, so Maggie Gyllenhaal's directing it?
yeah.
Cool. Well, let's see what they do with it. I don't really give a shit about the Universal monsters, to be honest. I love the originals. I don't care about the remakes. But
Look,
forget it.
Mary Shelley Frankenstein is a great Frankenstein movie, and I don't think we need any more.
Yeah.
Like honestly, it was with Robert De Niro and Kenneth Branagh and John Cleese, who was in a rare serious role.
I agree.
Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Wait, is this a biopic? Yeah, I don't care about that nonsense. Oh, Tron, another Tron film.
Third one. Well, Tron Legacy was not that great.
The second
Criminally
Tron
underrated Tron Legacy.
Really?
I
didn't
thought
like
Tron
it.
Legacy wasn't terrible. It's just the CGI and the de-aging was awful.
Okay,
But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but everything
Great
else
film.
about it was fine.
Yeah, it was a great film.
Speaking
Okay,
of old, like Dino Writers, Ginger, do you remember an old
Dear God.
show where they were like in the computer and they were flying on like chipboards and
VR
stuff?
Troopers?
No, not VR Troopers. No. It was CG.
Captain Power?
I don't think so. I got to look it up. I don't remember what it's called.
Sorry, can we just put this off for 1 second? We're about to turn 20.
I was about to say, yeah. Well, yeah, you guys are about to hit
Yeah,
the new year.
whatever you want. Let me get rid of this, mate. There you go.
1 second. I've got it right here. 1 second. I've got the perfect
Yeah, that's
one.
fine. But yeah, you find that, Cheeto, because I don't give a shit about the New Year.
don't even
or anything.
remember.
But the fireworks. Let's see. My cousin's there watching it. The one
It's
you.
all about Big Ben, baby. Can you see it?
All right. Nobody likes a boaster. No.
Yeah, it's all black. Great.
Oh.
Now they're race swapping New Year's. Great. Okay.
Jesus, bloody woke
God,
YouTube.
you know,
God damn it. Was it live action?
I don't think so. I think it was CG.
Uh,
It's kind of like it was back in like the Reboot days, like Reboot and like Crash Dummies show and all that. I mean,
I know. I know. I'm pretty sure it was VR Troopers.
no, it's not VR Troopers. I know what VR Troopers is. It is not.
Just type in 90s virtual reality type show.
That's what I'm doing right now.
London, we are 4 minutes.
All right, you guys ready? Once that ball comes down, Big Ben is gonna explode.
My God, that song.
90 seconds away from 2025.
One of the worst fucking songs of the year. Oh yeah, I have to keep talking over it in case we get.
Yeah, we don't want to get
I
copyright.
can do that. I mean, what the seriously? You're gonna get to 2025 playing this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mute it until we get the bongs. There
It's
we go.
actually the stream's a bit slow, compared to our own time. But
What's
yeah,
that,
it's
man?
we're almost
Yeah.
there. Less than a
Happy
minute.
New Year!
Yeah. 1 second, ma.
Almost there, baby.
I know if I saw the name, I would know it.
We'll be officially in the future in a second or two. Here
Yep.
we are, 2025, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy
we'll
New
get it on big
Year! Everybody, take your shots. Ginger's on his way to come give you a kiss, Sam.
The jingle starts before the dying, before the dings. The final ding is 12.
Oh, I thought you were in the future.
We are in the future. The good thing about London is that we actually have a clock of significance to take us into the new year. Yeah, we are in the future now. 2025 where we are, and 2024 where we are. How is that? birthdays today now. Christine Black. Birthday's on New Year's Day.
One of my cousin's kids' birthday was yesterday. Well,
Jimmy
technically,
Hart. Jimmy Hart's birthday is today. You need to come over here. Give me some fish and chips and bangers and mash. What is this? That's the Houses of Parliament alongside it. And regular buildings. I drive around here all the time. That bridge in there is the bridge. To the left, you should see the London Eye.
I can't really hear you now. What was that thing?
Sorry. There's the London Eye. That's the Thames River there, and they've got all these boats from the Thames with the fireworks there. It's pretty cool. 25 years into the new millennium, Tito. You can't believe it.
I mean, I can believe it.
I remember going from 1999 to 2000 and celebrating that in Tenerife. Yeah. And trust me, the fireworks displays have just begun. They go on for about 10 minutes. And like we've reached a landmark now, quarter of a century. This is what our taxpayer money goes into, Tio.
I mean, it's probably better than what our tax money goes into. Mine goes into a box of bullets, essentially.
Is anything like this happening in Ohio?
Well, huh?
Anything like this happening in Ohio?
No, I mean, nothing's happening in Ohio. The Browns are losing. That's all that's happening. All right, y'all. I gotta run. I gotta take Izzy to a friend's house. So if you guys are still on when I get back, I might jump on. But
No problem.
But Happy New Year, guys! Happy New Year's, guys!
Happy New Year, mate.
Happy New Year to you.
All right, I'll see you guys around.
See you later, mate. Yeah, it sounds like the fucking Blitz, man.
Yeah. No, I was just trying to get people.
I'll tell you what, if somebody wanted to do some terrorism, it would be the best time to do it.
Absolutely.
Laser beam. People in those pods, by the way, pay good money to watch that shit.
Yeah. That's what I'm seeing right now.
Holy shit. That's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah.
Like the fucking Blitz.
Yeah, that's great. What have I got my door open? Gone into hibernation with the sofa or something, or his fireworks are going up.
You want to get back to the singing? We're 5 minutes into the new year now. Let's say I'm done.
Yeah, I
you
don't
know?
give a shit about all this
Let's
stuff.
get
Not back
let's
into
get
the
back.
list.
Yeah, let's go back into the list.
Yeah, all right. Share screen. Most anticipated films. Back. Okay, so yeah, we have Trump, but it's got Jared Leto in it, so that's no.
God,
Skip
like
that.
his name is just like
Toxic.
cancer to anything that comes out nowadays.
Yeah, I mean they cast him as Skeletor for fuck's sake. What kind of misstep is that? Ridiculous. Right. The Black Phone.
Two, I haven't even seen the Black Phone one.
No idea about this. Moving on. Predator Badlands. Following the Hulu streaming success of Prey in 2022, Dan Trachtenberg is returning to the world of Predator Badlands, with plot details remaining vague.
My issue with Prey was the fact that the predator was just killing animals relentlessly. I'm thinking, hold on, that's not the way the predator has been portrayed in the past. Well, when I say I mean in previous movies, he
No, but
only
that's
killed
the
people.
law. The law is they don't just hunt humans; they hunt things that they deem to be worthy of hunting. They're not, That's why you see like when Danny,
Trejo.
no man, Thingy's character in the sequel Predator 2.
Oh yeah, his mate, Danny Glover's character,
Danny
yeah,
Glover's character when he's on the ship and you
Harrigan,
kill those skeletons, like you even have the
yeah,
alien one there and all that. So that's what they're
yeah, you're
predators.
right. Good
They
point.
hunt anything, so it doesn't matter if he's hunting animals and all of that.
I guess
But
humans are
again,
only an opponent when they're armed.
yeah, but I don't want to see like again they make the mistake with aliens and they make the same mistake with predators. They keep sticking humans in it. Stop doing that. I don't fucking care about humans. Shit, you don't even need like aliens. You don't even need a film. Like everyone knows the law enough. You don't even need to have any kind of speaking in it. Like just do the aliens doing weird shit, whatever, or they have fucking something to be scared of, or some shit like that. Take it somewhere
How about
different.
no?
But
How about narration?
I don't know. It doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. Like you can have a perfectly good film, silent film, or film with no like script dialogue, and still tell a fantastic story. How many kids cartoons and shows do we have? Like fucking Snowman, for
Pingu,
God's sake. You know what I mean? Tells a great story. There's no
Pingu.
speaking in it. There's no narration in it.
Good
So
point.
yeah, you don't need to like be a bit ballsy with the premise, but instead we keep getting humans, and humans suck.
I just don't think there's maybe many people who know how to pull that off. It's easier said than I mean, easy from what we want, and to get a director to pull it off. It's
Yeah,
a different
it's not.
ball game.
Yeah, it's not hard, but they're just too dumb. Begonia. Conspiracy theorists abound in Begonia, a science fiction comedy film with two young men who motivate. Yorgos Lanthimos is in it. Right, okay. Well, that makes a difference. God, Emma Stone and Yorgos Lanthimos, man. Are they not married? They seem to be in everything together. Yorgos Lanthimos, Greek,
About to
phenomenal.
say the Running
Yeah,
Man. We mentioned that earlier. Are you serious?
yeah, mate, with Glenn Powell. Yeah, let's see what they do with it.
So,
They've been filming it in London, by the way. They've been filming
well,
it in London. There's been
well, the Running Man series is more than just about a game show. It's about the dystopian world they live in, run by corporations and shit like that. Which, I mean, there's more to it. That's why I feel almost it could be a series regarding the Running Man more than the movie because there's so much depth that the book reveals that the film didn't. It gave you an idea of what the world was like, but it never really went in there because they focused more on the game show.
yeah, yeah.
But
I mean,
this is sorry,
no,
go
no,
on.
go on.
Like once again, this is my issue. Like The Running Man is a great movie. It doesn't need to be remade. It's already a good film. You need to remake shit movies. Yeah. Find
Yep.
something Schwarzenegger's done in the past that's been shit. Yeah, and
Hercules
then
in New
remake
York.
that Hercules in New York. Maybe another shot at Conan the Destroyer, even though they have made Conan movies. I don't
Oh, they
know. He made some crap films in his latter years after after what you would call it, that film we did with James Caan, or they've all been downhill.
Yeah.
That was the last movie. And even that was like not the best of his bunch. Like remake a shit movie, not a good movie, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. I know. I agree. I agree. It's just the. So it's part 2 of Wicked coming. Fine.
All right, whatever. Not for me.
Whatever.
But I'm glad other people liked it though.
Yeah. I'm glad it smashed it at the box office
Yeah,
as well. Absolutely
just not
killed
my
it.
cup of tea.
But yeah, it's not my thing. Zootopia, I don't care about Zootopia. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I don't really care
No.
about that. Avatar
Oh, I
Fine
thought it.
Ash. What?
Yeah, I watch it just for the sake of it, but that's about it.
Yeah, remake Thor Ragnarok, exactly. Yeah, I don't really care about Avatar. James Cameron is a good
Thor
visual
Ragnarok
director,
was
a terrible
a
writer.
smash.
SpongeBob the movie, Search for the SquarePants. I don't really care about that. Oh, that's it. That is wow. Fucking hell, that is weak. Okay. So those are the most anticipated films of 2025. I think the only one that really piques my interest is probably Ballerina, and there's one or two I already forgot, but Fantastic Four as
Even
well.
the Marvel films are not like making me go, yeah, I can't wait to watch this shit. I what like there's not honestly the only film that has made me think to myself, yeah, I can't wait to watch this shit is probably Superman. Simply because I'm gagging for Superman, and what Christopher Reeve has done regarding Superman is he's made it in he's the pinnacle Superman, and not just the pinnacle Superman, he's the pinnacle Clark Kent. Dean Kane's version wasn't that great, let's be honest. You know,
Sacrilege. I love Dean Kane.
yeah.
Well, Dean Kane's Superman.
Are you taking the piss? It's hard to say.
No, I love the series.
It's hard to
No, I
tell with you
genuinely love
sometimes.
Lois and Clark.
No,
I was
no,
brilliant.
I didn't mind the series, but I look back at it now and I think to myself, it's I always felt like with the thing with Henry Cavill and Dean Kane and even Tyler, is it Tyler Reckler or is
Coach,
their name?
or whatever his name is.
Yeah, but like
Tyler. Just call him Tyler.
their Clark Kents are too similar to their Supermen. I want that bumbling, fumbling, guy who's a bit not an idiot because Clark Kent's not an idiot. He's just he's just a guy who lacks a bit of confidence.
Yeah.
And obviously, Clark Kent, the person Kal-El, is obviously putting on an act. We all know that. But that's what I want from my Clark Kent. I've always wanted. I have no problems with Lois knowing about it. If anything, the idea of Lois not knowing, I think is stupid. She needs to know. I think you're doing a disservice for Lois not knowing. But other than that, I want Clark Kent to be this bumbling idiot. That's how I want him to be, and I want Superman to be this inspiration, but at the same time, as a modern day incarnation, I need people to not only fear him but hate him, as well as people love him. There needs to be that. There needs to be that split because the Christopher Reeve version, everyone fucking loved him, but I think a
Yeah.
modern day take on him, only maybe some people will love him. A lot of people would hate him or be skeptical of him. He's a fucking alien. He's
Yeah,
what I
the
mean?
thing is as well, if you did do Superman for the modern era, let's say you brought it into the 21st century, to protect his identity, he'd just be working in some mundane job, working from home kind of thing, where nobody sees who he is and what he looks like. Rather than being a fucking reporter where, you're dealing with like top brass people there. Ain't nobody in the world going to look at Superman and Clark Kent and think, oh, they're just completely two different people. That's just fucking stupid. So, but
Happy New Year, boss man.
actually, oh my god, oh, I'm fucking lagging here. I'm so tired.
Happy New
It's
Year, you
ridiculous.
big fat little.
You big fat juicy bitch. Yeah, Batman's been delayed to 2027. That's
I don't care.
But yeah,
I'm sick to death of Batman. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's just that we've had so much Batman. I'm not fussed. I want more the other characters. I want another shot at Green Lantern. I'm not just talking about Guy Gardner having a cameo. I want some proper Green Lantern. I want another go at the Flash, because obviously Ezra Miller is a no now, and you really, and look, I still think Jack Quaid is ideal. Bring Jack Quaid. He's the perfect Flash, in my opinion. He's not
Jack
going to be
Quaid,
problem.
Grant Gustin could still go as well. I love Grant
Grant
Gustin.
Gustin, yeah, I'm fine with either. But if they don't want
Yeah,
to use Grant and they want to keep him as a multiverse character, then Jack Quaid for me, perfect.
yeah. That's why not. Um,
Or an unknown if you want to do it that way too. I have no problem with that.
yeah, or an unknown. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Um, anything you want to talk about?
Or we can go back to the politics if you like.
Can do. Yeah, I'm not going to stay on too much longer because I've got to get up early tomorrow as well.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
go to
Fine, I'm fine.
politics.
I'm fine with that. More.
Yeah,
Let's get a bit closer to home for a start, because President Musk, he wants to influence the politics in our country. It is
and Germany as
amazing when
well.
it's amazing when it comes to the right wing. They hate the idea of like people like George Soros, who, in my opinion, I don't know why he's the man for the left supposedly, but regardless, they don't like the idea of his money being involved in politics. He doesn't do shit for the left. He doesn't do shit for the left. But your guy on the right, Elon Musk, who's now the president of the United States, he's influencing our politics too. Nigel Farage has no problem with his money being involved. It really does scare the fuck out of me now, where we are going as a country. Um, and I'm really worried that someone like Nigel Farage could be our prime minister. I think he'll be an absolute incompetent prime minister, and he will push the blame to everybody else but himself. He's very good at doing that, very good at deflecting and talking down journalists and stuff like that, not giving them a chance to speak. That's what he does best. But I'm so scared that he'll be our prime minister, and this is something I never thought would happen. But then again, one half of that Brexit fuckwit tag team did end up being our prime minister in Boris Johnson. So what's to say Nigel Farage, can't be the same? So
Yeah, I mean Farage is going to be a fucking disaster, and yeah, I can't stand the fucking hypocrisy of the right when they're just like, Soros is the only person, maybe Bill Gates, even though Bill Gates donates
Mark
to
Cuban,
fucking Trump, okay, but they're kind of the only two kind of standouts, maybe Mark Cuban as well, but they're the two major standouts that they're the boogeyman because it's projection. They're like, look at this guy, but don't look at the hundreds of millionaires and billionaires that donate to the Republican Party. Even the boy that they hate, Zuckerberg, all the tech bros, Google, Musk, fucking Bezos, Zuckerberg,
Zuckerberg,
all of them donated to Trump because they
they're all on
know
his team, man.
with Trump coming in, he's gonna deregulate the fuck out of everything, and they're just gonna consolidate their power, And um, Gary, I don't give a fuck about Jimmy Carter. Americans are like, oh, Jimmy Carter. I'm like, he still carried on the suppressive war against socialism and communism around the world. He was the beginning of the neoliberal kind of policies. He deregulated Wall Street and all of that. So fuck Jimmy Carter.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
good things afterwards.
Look,
I don't give a shit.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a bit hit and miss with him myself. I get where you're coming from, but he he um he what's the word? He oh God, the word when you don't let somebody go into jail. He not vetoed. He pardoned all the fucking people who draft dodged for the Vietnam War. Every single one of them. And also he's the only one of the current presidents who spoke out against Israel. He actually
Yeah,
called it an apartheid
but he only
regime.
lasted one term.
Yeah, he called it an apartheid regime. He mentioned that the country, the Palestine. He would call it Palestine, saying it's being occupied. By no means he's perfect, but I would say he was definitely in.
Was the better of the bunch that we've had since. Let's put
Yeah,
it that way. He
that's
was
why he's
probably
a
one of the
one-term president.
only good, even though
And
again he just allowed the wars to carry
the
on.
solar panels as well. I know it's a minor thing, but putting who knows if where we would have got with. I mean, the fact that solar panels and shit like that were around in the 70s. who fucking knows where we would have been if something like that was allowed to proceed. But no, someone like Reagan says fuck this shit, and he removed it from the White House when he became president. You
Yeah,
know,
well, that was like the beginning of the end of the Western society when Thatcher and Reagan kind of came in. That was the beginning of the end for us.
and it was during our lifetime, the beginning of our lifetime. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah.
No. Jimmy Carter was the beginning of it. You will see like Wall Street people, old fucks that worked at Wall Street were thanking Jimmy Carter for his deregulation when he passed
I just
away.
look, to give him a pass. I just think that I don't think you could envision what has happened now. If you know what I mean, like what was then to happen now. I don't think he could ever envision
Yeah.
that. You know, considering what I've seen from Jimmy Carter regarding the humanitarian side, I don't think he ever expected it to end up being the way it did. And sometimes you just don't know. You know, you don't know what the future holds when you do something.
Yeah, well, we ended up where we ended up, and
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, for me, I think like just to quickly go into like the MAGA kind of where we are now and all that, and then the MAGA infighting is going to be very interesting to see what happens now because I can't remember who said it, but somebody said it that the kind of MAGA movement and the Tea Party movement is already like 15 years old, and they're already talking about legacy members again, like what Musk was saying, legacy MAGA and new MAGA and all this kind of shit. So they're already going to be to the point where the I, I really can't remember who said it, but they hit the nail on the head where they said the MAGA movement is gonna be beyond Trump. Like they're gonna look at Trump and be like, they've kind of surpassed his movement in the same way like evangelicals just don't give a fuck about Jesus' messaging. The MAGA movement is just gonna think like, they're gonna move on to somebody else and just like Trump will just kind of be left behind, and his decision to side with Musk and Vivek is just going to accelerate that splinter group. And but that's same with everything. It's like if you ever watch Monty Python and Life of Brian when you have People's Front of Judea and the Judea's People Front. It's that kind of situation that we're going to have.
yeah,
So
I remember.
yeah,
Yeah,
so it's going to be
look,
interesting to see what happens there. Oh, hello, Vance, award-winning Daniel Vance. Welcome. As a kid, I hated Carter for taking the place of Michael.
fair enough. You know what concerns me culturally as well, like for instance, like drag performers, they've really had a lot of shit. I'm not talking trans people, just drag. Yeah, there's been a lot of shit on drag recently, which really I find bizarre. In things like the military and stuff like that in the past, they've always had somebody come out in drag as a joke. Even that movie, Under Siege, Gary
Yeah,
Busey's character came out in drag. At one particular moment, it's all harmless fun. Yeah, and then recently, Blankety Blank, this game show we have, one of the hosts was a drag character, and the host was in drag, and people were losing their shit. And I'm thinking to myself, don't you remember not too long ago, the late Paul O'Grady, aka Lily Savage, was hosting Blankety Blank, and no one gave a flying fuck. When he was in drag hosting the show. Before him, we had Dame Edna Everage, as well. For years, no one gave a flying fuck. Back across the pond, we had people like RuPaul doing all of this shit. When like people are acting like drag and people doing drag, and a lot of the people who hate on drag have actually been dressed up in drag, including people like JD Vance as well. There's pictures
yeah.
of him in drag. Like when
Well,
did
because
when
it's
did
the
people start
hijacking of the
shitting on
message by
this?
the ultra religious lot. They hate all this, and right wingers are so thick that they'll
And
just jump onto
fickle.
the next fear mongering. So now they just suddenly the same people that would have loved Paul O'Grady and Lily Savage now like have a problem with it. Like if Lily Savage came
Mrs.
out
Brown
today,
Boys.
wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes. Would have been absolutely chased out of TV. That's how poisoned their minds are.
It's like they've forgotten everything, that they've grown up with and watched in the past. Mrs. Doubtfire, Mrs. Brown Boys, even, which is a shit show. Don't get me wrong, I can't stand that stuff. But regardless, it has its place as a person in drag. Panto always has people in fucking drag. There's always women playing Peter Pan, and there's always some man dressed up as some fucking floozy. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
you always had the men dress up as the ugly twin sisters and things like that.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, what has happened? Like have people forgotten that this shit has been going around forever, and but now only now it's been they're making it into a big deal. The right
that's
wing, they're
good.
so fucking stupid. They really are.
Yeah. Yeah, remake Bosom Buddies. Watch old people's minds be conflicted between Vogue versus nostalgia. Uh, I mean, Pee Wee
No,
was
well said.
criticized for dumbing America's youth. Well, yeah,
But then you had stuff like Sesame Street, which in my opinion was phenomenal. Like it was, I loved Sesame Street as a kid growing up. One of the best things America ever did was an educational show, which was so simple as well about letters and numbers. You know, it didn't overcomplicate its stuff, and it did it really well. I love Sesame Street, and it's fantastic.
yeah, yeah. It always had its place. I kind of preferred our stuff, but Sesame Street was cool. Fraggle Rock was better though. Let's face it. Fraggle
No,
Rock
but
was.
Fraggle Rock wasn't an educational
No, I know,
program.
I know.
You know, we
I know.
had educational shows
Yeah, but
similar.
I grew up on like remember the Magic Light Right pen thing and things like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah, that was I grew up mainly on the British stuff rather
Ghostwriter
than
was a good one.
Ghostwriter. That's it.
That's
Yeah.
American though, I
No,
think.
no, Ghostwriter was American. Ghostwriter was the one that had Samuel Jackson was in that.
Was he?
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
But
Samuel
that was
Jackson
really
was
cool because it
Ghostwriter.
was all about
With
writing
Morgan
and stuff
Freeman.
like that.
It was one of those. But yeah,
It was
no,
an
the other one we
educational
had the British
program.
version of that and Play School and
It
things
was
like
an
that.
educational program, but it was
Blue
really
Peter.
cleverly
Fuck me.
done. Blue
Yeah.
Peter, yeah, Blue Peter was like Tomorrow's World for kids,
Yeah, mate. Blue Peter was
and
phenomenal.
I love Tomorrow's World. By the way, I used to watch
Yeah.
that religiously as well.
Tomorrow's World was
I used to
awesome.
want the Blue Peter badge so fucking badly. It was like having fucking a credit card as a kid. You know,
I have a Blue Peter badge. I've lost it, but I had one. We got it with our scout troop for something. I can't remember what we achieved, but we
you
got it
get a
because
Blue Peter badge, yeah, you can get into all the
yeah,
fucking
mate.
best
Get
places.
fucking back when you used to pay for museums, you get into a lot of free places and all that kind of
Yeah,
shit. But yeah,
you want them
mate.
to remake Thundercats as a cartoon or a live action? I don't want either, to tell you the truth.
Listen, mate. The 2011 cartoon was superior in every sense of the word. It absolutely trounced the
2011.
original. 2011. They made a
I haven't seen
spectacular
that.
cartoon. 10 times better than the original, and that says a lot because I love
Really?
the original. Yeah, it was brilliant. It was a completely different take on the premise, but awesome. And the
It
only
worked.
reason they counted it is because the toys didn't sell well. It had high ratings,
Always
but they weren't getting a return on investment. Well, if you give
because it
your
was a
fucking toys to
nostalgic
be made
show.
by Bandai America, who make the worst fucking toys in the world, of course your toys are gonna flop. Sorry, Zam.
It's
What?
a show like that is going to appeal to fucking adults, not kids. You know, because same with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Came out in the 80s. Who's going to fucking watch it? It's going to be 40-year-olds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're the ones that buy the bloody toys. You know what I mean? But they keep making it towards kids, and it's just like, dude, come on, you're so stupid. Like, yeah, okay, you can make Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for kids, but you should have ones for adults as well. And I'm talking like proper violent ninja comic book versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I think they're looking into making. I think there's murmurs of R-rated. Square One with James L. Jones was my jam as a kid. It had MathNet, Total Geek. My God, you're showing your age there, aren't you, Vance? What was that from the 1940s? Just kidding. The only good thing that was not as good was the Mumra voice. Yeah, yeah. But a lot of the voice acting in the original Thundercats was shit. Like especially Wily Cat, and Chitara. Terrible. The rest of them were
Do you
good.
remember Thunder Pants? That was in a TV series on ITV, a kid show on ITV. It
Yeah,
was
they made a they made a film of that about what
another.
15 years ago or something
No,
like that.
it wasn't a film. I forgot the name of the series. There was a satirical show where they have like little mini cartoon spin-offs on this satirical show. One of them was Thunderpants, and the bad guy wasn't Mum Ra, he was Bum Ra. Yeah, oh shit. Let me see if I can quickly
If you
Google
find
this.
it. Was that a kids show?
No, it was it was a show within a show. Thunderpants. Bumra. Round the Bend. That was the name of the show.
I don't remember that.
It's yeah, it was set in the sewers. Hold on, look, let me.
You got a picture of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you a little clip of it. One sec.
Yeah.
I used to love this show as a kid because it was trashy.
Because my Greek school was all the way in Holland Park. I missed all the morning kids stuff and all the afternoon kids stuff up
No,
until
this was the afternoon. Yeah.
4:35. That's when I'd get up.
Oh man, I remember all of this. Back yeah, he's the biggest comic around the
Oh, I've turned it right down.
No?
Welcome.
Yeah,
I'm getting ready to go out,
There we go.
but do not...
It's a show within the show.
On the planet Underwearer, Y Fronto, leader of the Thunderpants team, awaits to find...
The magic bloomers of Underwearer, with their amazing powers and sacred gusset, have been stolen.
Oh, no, sir.
Summon the team, Willie Nix. This must be the work of the evil Bumra.
Yes, sir.
We'll give chase in our 7-league Long-Johns. Thunderpants, ho!
With long strides, they make for the snowy wastes of Frozen Bottom, where
Frozen
Bumra hangs
Bottom.
out.
Bumra sending his trouser flyers to attack us. What a turn-up. They're dropping a massive pair of jackpers on us. Oh, no. We're done for.
Don't be too certain.
How did you do that?
I used fly spray. Look, there's Bumra with the bloomers of power. Drop those bloomers, Bumra.
Never! The mystic bloomers have given me the power to conjure up mighty warriors. You'll never defeat my new minions.
Why not, evil one?
Because they are boxer shorts.
Can our heroes survive, or has Bumra caught them with their pants down? Send 20 Nicker to Doc Croc to find out.
Hello. We'll go straight to our science correspondent, Gordon Honeycabbage, for an exclusive interview.
Hello. I'm here to interview one of nature's smallest success stories. A vegetable whose influence on our daily lives is immeasurable. Yes, I'm here to interview the microchip. I've just got to find him first. He's here somewhere. Oh dear.
Sorry, loves.
Well, look
Jumbo
how
here
good the
has
humour is
squashed
for a
our
kid
guest.
show.
I'm sorry. It was an accident.
Ducky, you're an
Being in
accident.
the show.
Please, give me another chance.
Sorry, dear. This time you're really in the soup. John Sweetie, can we have the sports news? Yes, of course. Today, that well-known kung fu expert, Bruce Bean, attempted the world brick smashing record. He failed miserably, leading to accusations that he's now nothing more than a has-been.
Motionless Pictures present Ricky Southern.
Welcome to Madison Cycle Garden, where we're entering the 15th round of this world heavyweight title fight between Ricky Bilboso of the USA and the giant Russian Redski under the Bedski. And there's the bell for the final round. The big Russian catches him with a right hook. He's going great guns. What a sledgehammer of a blow. He's giving Ricky a real tasting. Yeah, the enormous Slav is really steamrolling our hero. Can he beat the count?
Ricky, get up, Ricky. Remember what the guy did to you. He stole your house. He murdered your best friend, ate your car. Besides, I heard him say that Rainbow is better than Postman Pat.
Yeah, nobody says that about Postman Pat.
And Ricky's back on his feet. This is amazing, fight fans.
Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat is black and white.
In the Burly Bolshevik is out for the count. He really brought the Russian down a size. Ricky is the new heavyweight champion of the world.
Hooray.
And the crowd goes wild, and there's his mother climbing into the ring to congratulate him.
What have you done to that poor boy? How many times have I told you about fighting?
No, but Mom, did they box?
I'll give you boxing or box your ears, you scamp. Wait till your father hears about this. Come here, you ain't gonna fix your ears. Come on home this minute.
no, Ma, let go
Hitting a
my
poor
ear,
Slavic
please.
boy like that.
All right. It's
That was spectacular. Oh my god.
that's just a few seconds, mate. You know, I used to watch this shit religiously. We'd come back home, round the bend. Oh my god! And yeah, you're right. You know, this is adult level comedy to a degree.
Yeah.
At times, you know, like they mentioned in that thing. Oh, you remember you murdered your best friend? You know, they talk about murdering a best friend in the kids show. You know,
But
and this was afternoon. You know, after school shit.
But see, this is what I mean. This is why I can't stand a lot of American stuff, because you look at the caliber of comedy and the caliber of writing on a British. It doesn't pander. It doesn't talk down to you. It doesn't treat you like a fucking idiot. Okay, you watch that now and you're just like, this shit was funny to me as a kid. I understood it as a kid, and it's even funnier to me as an adult because it was geared towards kids, and yet it's so cleverly written. You know, this is why I get so annoyed with like dickheads like James Gunn who fucking write like children. You get fucking shit like that, and it was brilliant. God, yeah, I remember that show so well.
Added to the acid trip playlist. Yeah, round the bend, mate. Oh my
Mate,
god.
watch it. It's
watch it.
I'm
Watch
gonna
it.
just grab all the episodes from whatever's on YouTube. I'm gonna put it in the playlist and watch it.
Yeah, it's really good. I think we should wrap things up then, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree, mate. I'm gonna go to bed. Right. Well, thank you to everyone that joined us on our New Year's stream. It was a more chilled out. We focused mainly on like film and TV. We dabbled in a bit of politics, but thank you to everyone. I'm wishing everyone here a happy New Year, and brace yourselves for 2025. And on that note, Zam, thank you very much.
Thank you. Happy New Year, James. Happy New Year to everyone who's watched this.
Happy New Year to you too, Zam.
Yeah.
And thank you for, you know, every time you've kind of stepped in and saved my bacon with a cabbing and things like that.
No problem.
I cannot tell you how much it means a lot to me. Especially with my cousin when she was coming with the kids. I was so stressed out, but thank you again. And on that note, wishing everyone a happy New Year, and take care. We'll see you again. Maybe again this Friday. Probably not now because I think I'm going to my brother's. But on that note, all the best. Arrivederci.